What's up everyone? Thank you guys for tuning in so much, and before we get started, I just want to say thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch what I am doing and to listen to what I am saying. I truly appreciate it, and I hope you guys can benefit from this video. Okay, so I'm just going to dive right into it. Practicing being vulnerable can lead to personal insights that you weren't even necessarily aware of. And it can also give hope and connection to those who you share your vulnerabilities with. With that being said, I want to take us off to our first point, and that is you get to choose who you want to be vulnerable with. So the beautiful thing about it is you get to choose who you want to be vulnerable with. Like I just said, you can choose a friend, you can choose a parent, you can choose a work colleague, you can choose your personal trainer, you can choose your coach, you can choose maybe not your kid, but you can choose whoever you want to choose. It doesn't have to be your boss, it doesn't have to be a stranger. The beautiful thing about opening yourself up and being vulnerable with people is you get to choose who you want to share your story with. Now, I will say when or if you would like to share your vulnerabilities with a stranger, that might really benefit them. Like the first part of what I had to say in the beginning, if you want to share your vulnerabilities, you open up a connection and you give hope to those who you share your struggles with. So if it's a person that you met on the street, if it's someone that you met at church, if it's someone you met at the gym and you start to have a real life conversation with them and you choose to open up yourself and share your stories, you might be able to benefit that other person greatly. You don't know what they're going through, you don't know what their struggles are, but what you have to say can possibly make a huge impact in their life. So that's definitely something to think about. Right, the second point that I wanted to emphasize is you will gain insights about yourself that you were unnecessarily aware of. So this could be something like maybe past childhood trauma, or maybe a hobby that you weren't necessarily aware of, or a sport, or a person that you may like that you didn't know that you liked before. So being vulnerable, opening yourself up, talking with someone, as you talk to that person, as you share your story, you're gonna start to gain insights about your life, about yourself. Like I said, things, hobbies, passions, people, relationships, career change, things that you may not have been aware of previously, but as you begin to expand, open yourself up, be more vulnerable, share your story, share your personal experiences, you're going to begin to recognize patterns, things, dreams, hopes. All these things are going to come together for you once you open yourself up to sharing your story, sharing your experiences. And again, other people can gain from your experiences as well. Okay, and the third point that I wanted to emphasize today is that you give people hope. You are the light at the end of the tunnel. So for example, if you're sharing your story with someone that you just met, say someone that you just met at the gym, you are their light for the day. You don't know if just by stopping and by talking to that person, by having a real connection and conversation with that person, you don't know what it is that you're doing for them. It could be, a life-changing moment for that person. They could be on the brink of suicide, God forbid, but we don't know what people go through. So just by sharing your stories, opening yourself up, being vulnerable with that person, and it doesn't have to be a stranger, but being vulnerable with that person, you are the light in their eyes, at least during that conversation. So this is a really big one to emphasize and to consider. Sharing your vulnerabilities with people can really make a difference in their lives. And no one's forcing you to. If you want to bring back the first point, you get to choose who you want to be vulnerable with. You don't have to share this with strangers. But if an opportunity arises, you feel courageous, comfortable enough to share that experience with them, that can make a world of a difference in their lives. Okay, point number 4. Really want to emphasize this one too. You push yourself past your comfort zone into doing something that scares you. Right? So being vulnerable is a scary thing. That's why a lot of people don't do it. Being vulnerable takes energy, it takes effort, and it takes courage. So anytime that we are in a vulnerable space, sharing our experiences, just being outright vulnerable, we are pushing ourselves past our comfort zones into that uncomfortability zone in which growth actually occurs. If you want to see any growth, any change in your life, whether it be in your relationships, in your financial situation, in your career, in your personal health, you are gonna have to push yourself past your comfort zone, because there is no change that is gonna occur as long as you stay where you are. You have to be able to open open up your mind to new possibilities and take action, have the courage to take the action, and push yourself outside of that comfort zone, outside of that familiarity. You really have to open yourself up to an uncertain time. And that's what being vulnerable does for us, okay? And this kind of ties into my fifth and final point. Being vulnerable creates growth and promotes healing. So how does this tie into my previous point number 4? Well, being vulnerable does create growth. And how do we create growth? By being in an uncomfortable zone, pushing past our comfort zones. So as long as you're being vulnerable, as long as you're opening up, sharing your experiences, and I'm sure this is going to be a scary experience on its own, just by doing these things, pushing past your limits, pushing past your comforts, you are growing. You are in a place of growth. And that's a beautiful thing that being vulnerable does. So not only does it allow you to help other people, be a light in other people's lives, you are actually growing yourself. You're doing something that's challenging yourself. So it's really a 2-for-1. You're benefiting that person that you are talking to, that person that you're sharing with, and you're benefiting yourself because you're doing something that you normally wouldn't do, pushing your boundaries, excelling, growing, and at the same time, you're healing. Okay guys, that's it for today. I just want to come back to the first point that I made, being practicing being vulnerable can lead to personal insights that you may not have been aware of. It can also give hope and connection to those that you share your struggles with. That is a huge thing, guys. It's humongous. If you can find the space within yourself, that desire to be vulnerable, to open yourself up, it can create a world of a difference, not only for yourself, but for that person that you're sharing with. You create an opportunity of healing and growth. Okay guys, that's it for today. I think it was a good one. I hope whatever I had to say really makes an impact in your life, not for the benefit of me, but for the benefit of you guys and for whoever you choose to be vulnerable with, if you choose to do that. Again, thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to watch me, to open up your ears to listen to me. And again, one more time, I really hope you benefited from watching this video. Alright, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.